Also, we're going to talk about hacking today. So I'm required to tell you, don't go and try and hack your friends. They're your friends, be nice to them. Don't do it. Don't tell us at home. So firstly, a quick question. Has anyone been hacked before? Anyone been here? Yeah? You have? Oh, hey, Tanya. Okay, what happened to you? You have to yell at everyone.
Some person stole the password from my Spotify account, $12.95 subscription.
And do you know how they did it? What did they do?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, anyone else? Anyone been hacked? Anyone wants to talk about it? Yeah? What happened to you?
PHP happened to me.
PHP. Would you like to be more specific, or would you like to not be more
Shared
specific?
hosting PHP.
Okay, alright. So that's really convenient. That like covers the two things I want to talk about. Yeah, so in this talk we're going to talk about what hacking is and how I would hack stuff and what you can do to not get hacked. And in the end we'll all work together to see if we can figure out what happened to your wallets, what else was happening. Probably.
Why don't you ask if anybody here is a hacker?
Is anybody? I don't want to know. Let me show you something. So the way hacking works is that basically you can only concentrate on a limited amount of stuff at a time. Hackers know that about you, and they want to exploit the stuff that you don't concentrate on. So let me give you an example. Everyone close your eyes. Just do it. Close your eyes right now. Forget that I was talking about the wallet thing. Yeah, everyone just put your wallets away, then close your eyes. everyone got their eyes closed? You don't have to do this, but it's fun. So I've been talking to you for a couple of minutes now, and your eyes are closed. Quick question for you. What am I wearing? What is my...
Jeans, not
I'm not wearing white socks. I got blue socks. Anyway, so you're thinking about... People haven't opened their eyes yet. Think about what I'm wearing. See if you have a guess. Okay, now open your eyes. Who was right? We had a few right. We're all right. Some of you were right. Okay. Close your eyes again. You're still looking at me. What are you wearing right now? What clothes are you wearing? What shirt are you wearing? If I look at you, what do you look like? Just think about it, don't answer it. Okay, open your eyes. Were you right?
Yeah.
You recognize that? Yeah? Well, congratulations. Hands up, you're right. Okay, good. That's much better. I mean, it makes me look into it. Well, did anyone notice the slide now says giraffe for attention? So basically, you can't concentrate on everything at once, and hackers know that, right? Hackers want to abuse the fact that you are not thinking about something, and they're going to think about it, and they're going to use it to attack. So I'm going to tell you a story. This is about something that happened to me recently. So I'm writing a blog post right now about how to hack Wi-Fi. Just writing it, and one of my friends wanted to review it, and have a look at what was in the post. And she was looking at it, and she was like, "Well, I bet you can't hack." Even though I clearly said all the ways I hack someone's Wi-Fi, she was like, "I bet you can't hack my Wi-Fi. My password's really good. I mean, come and do it." I was like, "Okay." So I went and I did this, which if you trust this is really boring if you don't know what it is, but trust me, this is really cool. Trust me, I'm a mad hacker if I'm doing this. Some people who are laughing at, yeah, they know what's up. So I had my laptop, I had this laptop, I was at a house, I was doing my hacking thing, doing the thing with the computer and the text flying down the screen, that thing. And then something weird happened, but then my friend got this email being like, "Hey, something bad happened, we're onto you. Like we detected something dodgy going on in your Wi-Fi." Stuff like, and she was like, "Oh, you did something really obvious, you got caught." And I was like, "Oh, what's happening?" And then in the email, it would take you to this site where you like log into your router and make sure like the Netgear website, after you log in, you go to Netgear. Does anyone have any questions? Does anyone want to talk to me in a bit more detail about that? And yeah, my friend was like, "You did something really obvious," and I was like, sometimes the obvious things work. And nobody laughed. I didn't laugh. She didn't laugh. But later, I laughed a lot. So yeah, let me tell you about this email. This totally works, by the way. My friend was like, "What? That's not hacking. That doesn't count. You didn't have the text line down the screen. It totally counts." So you might notice this is from Netgear support, right? And it's actually from netgearsupport@gmail.com because Google won't let you have support in your email. Because if you could make that email, you'd probably use it to try and do what I'm doing. So fair enough. Fair enough, Google. So I made this small typo, but it doesn't really matter because no one's looking at the exact email address anyway. They just see the email. And go, "Whoa, what's happening here?" And so I went beforehand. I went to Google and made this sweet Gmail account. First name Netgear, last name support, and it's fine. Birthday, April Fool's Day, no problem. So then you'll also notice that I put this really scary sounding language in there. I was like, "Oh, you got to click this link right now, or something terrible is going to happen to you. Your account's going to get deleted. Everything's going to be bad. Quick, panic and click the button." And people do it. And so also, this is the site that I made beforehand, sneakily. This is the site that's like, "Yeah, come on, log into your router." That doesn't really make sense. The router's not really on the internet, but most people don't really think about that. Logging in. Like, if you're a technical person, you would realize it doesn't make any sense to put your Wi-Fi password on the internet because Netgear, they don't know your Wi-Fi password. Also, the router wasn't even Netgear, it was like Netcom Wireless or something. Like you know, like, put your hand up if you know what brand your router is, right? Not everyone's hand is up, like some of you are, but like, you actually know what brand the router is, it's really hard. It's like, oh, what router do we have at home, do you remember? Yeah, it's hard. So the other thing is this, that's not legit. So this URL, this domain, it starts with Netgear, right? Because that's the name of the company, but it's netgear.aerobatic.com. And so the second last thing in the URL, the thing before the .com, that's the important one, right? So if you own aerobatic.com, you can make you can make your own website, which is netgear.aerobatic.com or facebook.aerobatic.com or pint.science.com. You can do anything you want. It's the top level one, the one before the .com. That's the one that's hard to. You can't go and make facebook.com. Somebody's already using it. You can make facebook.yoursite.com, and it's no problem. So that's another sneaky trick I used. And also on that page, I had this code that would sneakily steal the password. And so basically, the way it works is when you type in your password into the box and you click on the submit button. Instead of actually logging in, it sends the password to my website, the website that I own, with special hot spicy memes thing, so I can, the reason that's there is so I'll be able to find it later. That's not a real website, obviously. And then it waits 5 minutes, and not 5 minutes, that would be a long time. Then it waits 5 seconds, and so it looks like the site's doing something. It's like, yeah, it must be logging me in, yeah, it's really slow, and then it just takes you to the real Netgear website. And like, that's not where you would go if you logged in. People just see the Netgear site, and they're like, okay, alright, sure. I'll just go back to what I was doing. Like, people just kind of lose track of what they were doing. And so then when I went and looked in the logs from my site, I was like, hey, there it is, there's the password. It's not really eggplant, I made that one up, but that's where it would be, and that's where it was at the time. My friend got really cheated. But it's fine, because maybe some of you are thinking, but I wouldn't do, obviously when you get in, I know exactly what brand my router is. Obviously, like, I wouldn't fall for this. I'd check the email and look at all the things you probably would, right? The idea is that people are trying to trick you, because they know that when they send you something scary, you can stop thinking about what it is. Because you only have so much attention, right? And usually when you get an email, it's like, oh, something suspicious that can be detected, you need to do something. Usually it's not trying to trick you, right? And so your brain takes this shortcut. Your brain is like, well, usually this is okay, so I'm not going to bother thinking about whether this is an elaborate conspiracy theory, I'm just going to push the button. And that's good. That's what you want your brain to do. You would go crazy if you were wondering, well, like, is this event actually real, or is everyone except me a trained actor and all going to pickpocket me? Like, this big event, everyone's like, no, you don't think about that, because you would go crazy. So the thing is, these shortcuts are usually useful, but sometimes they're not, and hackers try and exploit that. Actually, this is what's happening when you open that email, right? Actually, you're just like, oh gosh, what do I do? Press the button to do something, yeah, that's the stuff. And so that's okay, everyone does this. So let me tell you about one way you can describe what hacking is. Maybe you think like hacking in the movies is like someone with a hoodie, like pressing the keyboard really fast. Sometimes it's that. Usually they're just like talking to someone who's just typing really fast. And so hacking is breaking any of these three things. If you break the secrecy of something, that counts as hacking. So if I look at something or if I know about something that I'm not meant to know about, that's hacking. So that's reading your love letters, or like stealing your Facebook password, or like going and reading all your private Facebook chats, or like looking at your secret Instagram photos, that kind of thing. The other thing is if you break availability. So that means if you make it so people can't do something that they were doing before. So if you crash Facebook, or if I lock you out of your Wi-Fi, or lock you out of your email or something, you can't do something that you were trying to do, that's hacking. And the last thing is integrity. So that's modifying or deleting something. So for example, if I go and post a Facebook status as you being like, lol, I got hacked at Pint of Science, that counts as hacking. Right? And also if I go into Facebook and like delete all your photos, that also counts. Because you didn't want to do that, but your stuff got deleted or like that. So those are the things you don't want to happen to you. And in this talk, we're going to talk about two ways of doing this. This is not comprehensive, but there are two main ways. The first way is you can attack the computers. You can hope that someone who is writing the thing, writing the website, writing the software like Microsoft Word or anything, made a mistake. And you can try to find that mistake or trick the software into doing something that it's not supposed to do. Or you can just hack the people who use the thing and steal their access. So like, say I want to post a Facebook status as you. I could hack all of Facebook, somehow get into their computers, somehow get into their database, sneakily find your account, post a Facebook status as you. That requires hacking all of Facebook. There's actually this really convenient way to get into someone's Facebook account, and it's just all you need to do is know this password. And you just type it in, and Facebook's like, oh, okay. So it's way easier to steal your password from you than it is to hack all of Facebook. That's just an example. So the idea is this is all about some human made a mistake, and so they're not dumb for making a mistake. It's not like they're not wrong. They're just doing the thing that humans do. Right? A computer is perfect. A computer will do the same thing that you ask it to over and over and over again, and will never make a mistake. It will always do the exact same thing. And if the computer is not doing the thing that you think it should be doing, it's your fault. You told the computer the wrong thing to do, and you make a mistake, right? You can never say, oh, my computer's made a mistake. No, it doesn't do that. It's always the human who makes a mistake. And so that's what hacking's about, trying to find those mistakes and using them to post mean pictures on people's Facebook timelines. So let's talk about hacking computers. We just talked about hacking people, let's talk about some computer hacking. Storytime, they don't remember this site. They don't remember MySpace. I'm talking top 8 friends, talking auto-playing music. I'm talking about really like long animated GIFs on your profile. So MySpace was, if you don't know, MySpace was like Facebook, but worse. And so who remembers this guy right here? So this guy's name's Tom, I think. And the deal is when you sign up to MySpace, as soon as you make an account, this guy is automatically your friend. He always says, I'll be your friend. He's everybody on MySpace is a friend. But he has the most friends on MySpace, right? Because he's got everyone as a friend. There's this other guy who has a second most friends. And this guy's name is Sammy. And so some of you might have heard this story, no spoilers. So a couple of years ago, I think 2009, kind of like towards the end of MySpace, or whatever, there was this guy called Sammy, and he found this security bug in MySpace. And the bug, so on MySpace you can have like a profile with like pictures and like you can type like, hey, I'm Alex and I'm in high school and I'm really cool and be my friend and that kind of thing. You can type whatever you want. And you can also put pictures there and you can put songs that automatically play. But Sammy found that somebody who was making MySpace didn't make a mistake. They didn't think about something. They didn't consider, oh, can people put code in their profiles? And the answer was yes, you could. So Sammy found a way to put code on your MySpace profile. So that means whenever someone visits your MySpace page, like when they click on you, you go to their page and they go to your page and you see all the text and pictures and the top 8 friends and all that. But you also, code gets run on your computer. And so Sammy, what he did with this, was 1 million MySpace friends. I'm sure some of them were legitimate, but probably most of them were. And at the end of all this, he spent 3 years restricted computer use. And he just finished his probation a couple of years ago. So now I think he goes and does talks and talks about him doing this thing. So that's Storytime. We're going to learn about one of the easiest to do and most scary hacks that people do to computers. You might have heard of this one before. It's called SQL Injection. I know it's that one. You know what SQL is, but injection, yeah, that sounds good. I want to inject some stuff. Yeah, okay, let's do it. So here's a website. It's not real, I made it up. But pretend this is a real website. It says, please enter your username to view your credit card number. Why would someone make that website? Just for the purposes of this talk. Don't worry. And so here's someone typing their username. And so when you press the retrieve button, it will give you your credit card number. It will say, oh, here's your credit card number. What are some ways you could try and break this? What would you do if you were a hacker? Anyone? Pardon? What?
Try a bunch of different usernames.
Yeah, what if you put someone else's username in there? Will it give you their credit card number? Probably it would, but for the sake of this talk, pretend it wouldn't do that. There's this other sneaky thing you can do. So, yeah, something like that. So, behind the scenes on the website, here's how all the credit card numbers are actually stored. So this is what the database looks like in table form. So this is saying, here's all the users, and here's the credit card number for each user. And the website knows everyone's credit card number. When you type in your username, it gives you yours back. And here's the code here's some example code that it might use to do that. And this is called SQL, and I'm going to tell you what it does. So it says, select credit card number. So that select is the thing that we're going to end up looking at the end, the thing that we're going to show people. From the users, that's the table we looked at before. And don't select all of them, just select it where the username is the username they typed in. So it will only get you the one they typed in. So, for example, your username goes into this and your credit card number comes out, whichever username you type in. But there's something kind of sneaky you can do here if the people who wrote this code forgot to check for it. And so here's an example of you correctly getting your username out. Like you put in your username and the green stuff is the stuff that gets printed out. You get your credit card number out. But let's say that Mallory is using this website. Mallory is the classic name for a hacker. It starts with M and M stands for malicious. It's always like Alice and Bob are talking and they're A and B, they're okay. But then Mallory comes and does something that you don't want that. So let's say maybe she forgets her username. Maybe Mallory's username, she makes a typo, cat walks on the keyboard, and she accidentally types this into the box. So what does this do? This isn't someone's username. What is this? So it's Mallory, that's her username, and then a quote, and then or 1 equals 1, semicolon, 2 dashes. What is this all about? So what this is doing is it's secretly putting code into putting, instead of typing in your username, you're actually typing in code. And so that's a problem, right? Because you're typing code, but the code's happening on the website. So don't you control what happens on the website now? And the answer is yes. So here, this is what the code looks like to the computer, right? And it's been highlighted. So the computer thinks that the stuff between the quotes, the stuff in green, it thinks that's the username. And because we put a quote in the box, we ended the quotes after the word Mallory, and now everything after the quote now is code. So now what does this new code do? This new code says, select the credit card number from the users where the username is Mallory or where 1 equals 1. Well, let's see. If the username is admin, is the username equal to Mallory? No, it's not. Oh, but does 1 equal 1? It does. Oh, 1 does equal 1. Okay, I guess I'll print that one. And if the username is something else, well, okay, that's not equal to Mallory. Oh, but 1 equals 1, so I'll print that one out as well. So no matter what the username is, 1 equals 1 is always going to be true. So this is going to get everyone's credit card number. So, and also you might notice that the 2 dashes at the end. So because the original code had 2 quotes, we typed in a quote in the username. Now we've gone over. We have 1 too many quotes, and so we have to sneakily get rid of that extra quote that we typed in. So the 2 dashes are a comment, and so they say anything after these dashes, don't worry about it, computer. It's not code. Just ignore it. Don't worry about it. It's nothing. And so that's what the computer does. It ignores that last dash. It ignores the last quote. Because if you left the last quote in there, then this wouldn't be valid code. And so the software would crash instead of giving you all the credit card numbers you want. So actually, we just got all these credit card numbers just by accidentally typing in the wrong username. That was really clumsy. So you might be thinking, well, I mean, that's pretty weird. Who would let you type code as your username? It's really easy to fix this, by the way. If you're writing a software, but it's most stuff doesn't automatically for you. You can just be like, oh, by the way, don't let people put code as their username. Don't do that. All you have to do is turn it off. But people sometimes forget to turn it on. And usually the people that forget to turn it on are small businesses like a flower shop or some little small hairdresser maybe because they have a database of customers or something. But there was one particularly big company that forgot to do this, and that company was that website was mysql.com. MySQL. So the programming language that we were using was called SQL. And these people, they made that programming language, but their site had the same problem, and their site got really defaced by these hackers who were like, what are you doing? Why did you, this is your site, and they put this site got hacked. It was really good. The irony was lost on nobody. So maybe you're thinking should I be putting all my computers in a lead box and throwing them into the ocean and getting should I be worried that I'm going to get hacked? And the answer is a little bit, not a lot. So let me give you an analogy. When you're walking here, are you worried about professional martial artists coming and beating you up on the street? Was anyone actually worried? You probably weren't, right? Yeah. And no, of course you don't. But they could totally beat you up. They're really good at beating people up probably. So why weren't you worried? And you weren't worried because why would someone come and beat me up? What are they going to get out of that, right? So it's kind of similar to that with hacking, with one exception is that everyone has money and hackers kind of want to steal your money. But that's the bank's problem, that's okay, you can let them worry about that. So there are a couple of things you can do to be a bit more safe though, and I'm going to talk to you about one of them. So if I wanted to hack all of your stuff, all your social media and any websites that you have and your work email and read your emails and your bank and stuff, the place you want to go is people's email. You want to hack their email account so you can log in as them to Gmail or Hotmail or whatever. And the reason is if you're on Twitter or Instagram and you forget your password, you can click that little I forgot my password link. Yeah? And you click it, and what happens when you click it? They email you a link that you can click to reset your password to anything you want. So if I know your email password, I just log into your email and be like, yes, I forgot my Twitter password. Please email me a thing to change it to whatever I want. And Twitter will be like, okay, and they'll email it to me, and I'll be like, great, and I'll open it, change the password to lol get hacked, and now I'm in everything, right? So the master keys to all the stuff you're doing on the internet is in your email. And so that's the thing that you really don't want to get hacked the most. Well, it's one of the top things. And there's this really easy thing you can do to make it much more frustrating for someone to hack you. And so before I tell you about it, I'm going to tell you about the way that you prove who you are to So when you log into Gmail, the reason you type in your username and password is because the reason you type your username is because the website wants to know who should I log in as, who you want to be. And then that you type the password to prove that I actually am that person. So you can't just type, hey, I'm Obama, give me Obama's email, it won't let you do that. So if you know the password, then it will. So the password is proving who you are. But the password is just a thing that you know. All you have to do is know, it's just information. right? It's like in the olden days, you would like knock on a door and someone would say, "What's the password?" And you'd say the password, and they'd let you in, and you'd be like, "Great." But then like someone would just hear you talking to them and be like, "Oh, okay," and then they'd go knock on the door and they'd be like, "What's the password?" and they'd copy you, and then they get in, and like, since it's just information is really easy to copy, it's really easy to share. If I just tell you my password, if I just say it, now you can all be in my email. Like now you're all me as far as Google or Facebook is concerned, you're now me. And that's because it's just something that you know. And so you can make it way harder for hackers to impersonate you, because hackers love passwords. They're like, "Can I have the password?" You just email someone and ask them nicely, and they'll be like, "Okay, like, it's fine." So something you can do to make it way harder for people to hack you is to have, oh yeah, don't do this, it's bad. Something you can do to make it way harder to hack you is have a second thing that you use to prove who you are, right? And so something you know plus as well as something that you have. And so in this case, something that you have is your phone number, right? So if you ever have one of those sites where it's like, "Hey, I'm logging in, oh, we texted you a code, type in the code and then you can log in." It's kind of annoying to have to get out your phone and be like, "I'm right here, I'm the computer." And you can like go to your text and stuff. It's kind of annoying sometimes, but hackers hate it. I was at a security conference a while ago, and the people were saying, "Yeah, things have been a lot harder since people started using this two-factor auth thing. It used to be way easier back in the day. Why did they?" And everyone's getting really frustrated about it. That's what you want to do. You want to frustrate the hackers because they're out to hate you. Some of them are. Anyway, so this two-factor auth code thing, the way it works is you try and log into a site, and you type in your password, and if you get your password right, then it's like, "Oh, okay, you got the password right, but maybe you're actually a hacker. We're going to test you the code, and you have to also type in the code from your phone." And like, what's the hacker going to do to try and like get in your phone? Like, they can't really get you to text them the code. Like, they can't really trick you into texting it because the code expires after like 1 minute or 2 minutes or something. So now to hack you, they have to get into your phone or intercept your phone number or something. And there are some ways to do that, but they're really hard. It's not worth the effort. Basically, you want to make it so hacking is about expending the minimum amount of resources to get what you want. And if you have this, you're just not worth anyone's time. They're just like, "Fine, I'll go get someone who doesn't have this. I'll just go get someone whose password is password 1. I'll just do it." People just move on and hack somebody else. And that's what you want, because then you don't get hacked. Oh yeah, okay. I don't know why I put this in the talk, but here we go. You guys know PayPass? The thing, you press the card there and magically money happens? It's really good. If anyone wants to come up here afterwards and bring their credit card, just put it next to my phone, just put like right here, and then now your credit card numbers are in my phone. And also the last 10 transactions you did. They're stored on the card, the last 10 things you did, not where they were, but just how much they cost. That's just on your credit card, just always being there. So come and like put your credit card right here afterwards, if you like. And any phone can do this, I don't have a hack phone or anything. NFC, how phones have that, that's all it is. And so there's talk of these really elaborate attacks where someone like bumps into you on the bus and they have like an NFC reader in their pocket and they like bump next to your pocket and their friend is like waiting at the supermarket with the other end and it's like they're like proxying your credit card across the internet and they buy something and they're like, "Yes, I made $100 from that." So that's the maximum you can withdraw. But I mean, it's pretty cool. Also, why would you even bother doing that? So there's this sweet Twitter account called Need a Debit Card, which just retweets people who post pictures of their like cards. So why would you bother going to the bus? Why would you bother doing this like thing? People are just like, "Here's the front of the card, here's the back, it's got the security pin on there, it's got my signature. Check out this sweet credit card, everyone." It's really good when people get like, because you can get like custom credit card art, you can get any photo you want on your card. People have like themselves doing this on the credit card, but then it's just got all the numbers and it's on Twitter, and this account retweets it and they're like, "Why does this account retweet?" Oh, yeah. Okay. So hacking is easy. Why would you even bother doing that stuff? Just go on Twitter. Okay. So last thing and then we're done. So a lot of security is like this. There's this thing you want to do. You want to walk on the path, and somebody's like, "Well, I'm not going to let you walk on the path. I'm going to build this sweet gate here. What are you going to do? Walk through it? No, you can't walk through the gate. Take that." Thanks.
Do we have any questions for Alex?
Yeah.
How afraid should I be still using Microsoft XP at home?
I think they stopped providing security updates for that a while ago.
Yeah. So how afraid, realistically?
I mean, are you a particularly interesting person? Do people want to hack you? Do you have government secrets?
No.
It's probably fine.
I'm boring as hell.
The most, The most common thing that happens to people who have like Windows, not even old Windows, just any Windows, is this thing called, you ready? A bunch of people are about to go. Has anyone heard of Crypto Locker? Anyone heard of that? Yeah, see? So Crypto Locker is this thing where somehow somebody tricks you into like installing this program on your computer. Maybe they send you a Word document and you open it, but it's not really a Word document, it's actually something else. And it secretly just quietly encrypts everything on your computer, so you can't read it anymore. It's encrypted, and then it deletes the real version, so now you have an encrypted computer. And they're like, hey, then they email you, and they're like, hey, we noticed someone encrypted your computer. If you just pay us $500 in Bitcoins, we can give you the keys so you can unencrypt it. And they do it to everybody, because everyone has a computer, everyone wants the stuff on their computer, so they make stacks of money. You can go and look at the Bitcoin stuff with all the transactions are public. You can go and see the stacks of money they make from just secretly encrypting people's stuff. So that's kind of the most common thing that happens to people. I think it's only on Windows, but I mean, they don't want to write a Crypto Locker thing later. Anyone else?
What's your opinion on password managers? I saw one of your screenshots had like a LastPass thing.
I thought someone would notice that. All of my screenshots had LastPass things. Password managers are pretty good, because then you can have unique passwords. So like people will like, make sure your password has like one letter and a capital letter and like a punctuation and a Lord of the Rings character. And that's kind of complicated, so you can just use the same password for everything. And that's like the most common thing that goes wrong. Like at Atlassian, one of the worst things that happens is like, did anyone get an email from LinkedIn recently being like, hey, we have to tell you something. Like those like breaches where someone hacks into LinkedIn and gets everybody's password. Those are the worst things, because most people reuse the same password for everything, right? So really, all you have to do is hack one thing, and then, your LinkedIn password is the same as your email password? Great, I'll just take that, I'll just own everything that you have. So password managers are good for making sure that you use unique passwords. They're kind of annoying, like you can get them on your phone, but it's kind of annoying. The most value for inconvenience cost is getting this two-factor auth thing. Because then, even if someone knows your password, it's like, okay, come and get my phone, come and steal my text messages. They have to do that as well. So security, there's kind of like a slider between security and convenience. And like, if you're all the way to security and it's like, my computer's a lot of radiation, you can't hack me. And all the way on the convenience end is like, everyone can log in as me. Sure, everyone's the same. You want to be like, somewhere in the middle. And else, yeah, you can
Just talking about passwords, is it true that password decoders basically do it character by character?
What do you mean by decoders?
So if someone's trying to work out a password, they...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
It's done character by character.
Yeah,
So
okay.
sometimes a long sentence that's, a really long sentence,
Yeah.
I live, or maybe not I live out, maybe the dog ate the cat or something, and then chase the mouse, is actually less hackable than a shorter password with special characters.
Yeah, okay. We can do this lecture. This is a short lecture. Let's do it. So how should I choose my password, right? And then come to the question, like, which is the hardest password to crack? Again, short answer is, it doesn't really matter about your password if you have the two-factor auth thing as well, because then people, what are they going to do? Are they going to get into your phone? They could, but it's really hard. Anyway, so this is actually my first job when I was at Atlassian, the software company. They were like, hey, welcome aboard. You're going to be a hacker and stuff. Can you please crack all of our passwords? Just do it. Go build a computer. Do you need to build a password to do that? And they're like, go build a computer, like on the floor. Like I don't mean like type into a formal computer or anything. I mean like get on the floor, build the computer, put the parts in it. It was really fun. And so the way that I did it, which is not necessarily the best way, but I think it's a good way, is there's two ways to attack passwords. One is called the brute force way, which is just like A, okay, B, okay, A takes a long time, right? You need a really powerful computer that can do it really fast. And the other way, that way works if your password is really short. So I think you can do like, if you have like a regular computer, you can do like, 8 or 9 characters, like in like weeks or months of running. And if you have like a really good computer, like if you have like a GPU cluster, you can do like 13 or 14 characters. But then once you do like 1 character extra, if you do 15 characters, it's like, that'll take 106 years. So the other way that's not brute force is basically what I did, is you just get a really big list of people's passwords that have gotten hacked before. So like, when LinkedIn gets hacked, get a big list of everyone's password. Because probably the password you have is not that unique. Probably someone else thought of that password. And they just try that password. Be like, is that your password? And is this your password? And they just guess with a big long list. And so what I did is I got a big list of people's names, like names of people, like English words, characters from movies, and then I got that big list, and they were all lowercase, and then I made a copy of the list with the first letter uppercase, and then I combined that list with every possible 0 to 4 digit number, and also with every possible way to write a date. So like, Jan 01 or like 01-01 or all different ways to write date. And so that's what people do for their passwords, right? It's like a word, I need a number, put a date at the end, I need a capital letter, first letter capital. Got it. Okay, that's it. Anyone else? Yeah?
You mentioned about near field.
Yeah, do you have a card? Do you want to?
No, I don't. Somebody else in the room might want to give it a go, but how worried should we be about data in our phones and credit cards and different cards that we have? Is that easy to take off, or do you have to have direct contact?
You have to be like this close to somebody to do it. And so like with a wallet in the way, that's like even more that you have to be in the way. Generally, you don't have to really worry about that attack. For the same reason, you don't really need to worry about someone hacking your Wi-Fi, because they have to actually physically be there to be near you in real life, right? So that like the people who can hack your credit card tonight are like people in this room, right? So, but if it's on the internet, then anyone in the whole world can do it to everybody else on the internet. So it's not a big deal since they have to actually come close to your good. If the government is after you, maybe they'll care enough that they can probably find your credit card in an easier way. Yeah.
The target phone has to have NFC.
Yeah, it has to have NFC.
Right.
Lots of
So
phones have that.
the smart thing to do is
You
to
don't
have a
need on your
non-NFC phone.
Well,
Is that protection?
you want the other people to not have an NFC for you, right? Because your card is always beaming out, being like, hey, does anyone want to know what number I am? And so it doesn't matter what phone you have, it's about the phone they have.
Yeah.
The credit card is not encrypted as well. All the information are not encrypted on the payway.
So it's I kind of think most of it, it's not encrypted yet. It comes out, but the thing that doesn't come out is on the back of your credit card, like the security pin thing, the 3-digit thing.
Yeah.
That thing is like stamped onto the card afterwards, so the card doesn't know what pin's on the back of it. So that's kind of like your password. But again, if you need a security pin, just on Twitter, there's lots of them. You can just go and find one.
To disguise a device where you can read many cards, just next to the effort where you
Yeah, put it right next to the PayPass thing.
just right next to it where you're going to put your card there, and then you can collect numbers and numbers and numbers.
Yeah, you can collect the numbers. You can't do the NFC payment though, because that only works. Like it expires. It has like a short time window. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You know, with the crypto example that you gave, that someone sends you a Word document, you click on it and then it installs. Is there, so in cases like this, is there a Windows, Mac bias or difference?
Most of the like malware out there and viruses and stuff is for Windows. I don't know if it's because Windows is less secure. No comment on that. Most people use Windows, right? So hackers are kind of like business people, right? They want to make money or steal stuff or whatever. And so if you're gonna write a hack or you're gonna write an exploit or a virus or something, most computers have Windows on them. So you can reach the most people. It sounds so good, doesn't it? If you do it for Windows. So I don't actually know why I've never done that, so it's fine. Yeah.
Are there any other sites besides like Have I Been Pwned to check if I've been hacked?
Probably. That's the one I use. There's a site called Have I Been Pwned, which is spelled PWND, which is run by a friend of mine, and he just has a big list of all the sites that got hacked. He has the passwords, like he has the email addresses and passwords that that were hacked. And like those are not that hard to get. Sometimes you have to talk to some dodgy Russian forums, but it's mostly okay. And he has the big long list, and you can put in your email in there, and he'll check for you. Is this email on the list, so you can check if your email's been hacked. Go and try it. Probably everyone's in there for LinkedIn. Yeah. But you should change your LinkedIn password and any other passwords that are the same. Maybe you should do it right now before somebody.
What's the typical code that you see on the encryption software to alert you?
What?
Well, if you get encryption, someone asking you to click on something, isn't there a code that gives it away?
You mean the green lock thing?
Yeah.
Oh, the green lock thing, that's something else. The green lock means that a website is served over HTTPS instead of HTTP. The S stands for secure. If there's a green lock up on your little browser icon, it means that the stuff you're sending to the site is encrypted, so only you and the site can see it. So if someone's hacked your Wi-Fi and they're spying on the stuff that you're sending to the internet, it's okay because it's encrypted. So somebody spying on you, somebody eavesdropping can't read it. If it just says HTTP, then everything is not encrypted and anyone spying on you can read it. So if it's a site that's HTTP, like the example site that I had up there, and I want you to type your credit card information in there, you should probably not do that. Because what if someone's eavesdropping on you and you just send it and they can just be like, oh, that's cool, what are you typing there? Yeah. Right, we have time for?
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Thank you.